thing is, it's that realism that we relate to. That's why we engage with so many villains, because we kind of relate what they go through. Some of the hardships that they go through is like, I see why you did it.
Yeah.
And you know it's something when a good villain story makes you go, you know what? I see how it got there.
So is there a point in time where at least one character will like crash out and start lashing out?
I imagine that for most of the brothers, actually. But they crash out in different ways, which I would want that to show not only their maturity, but their personality. With Daniel, and again, I'm thinking of who it's based off of. He would be more of the silent, like he's not going to admit something's wrong. And the thing is, some of these crash outs are going to be connected. Like, one brother's going to understand what the other brother is feeling. So, how Daniel will crash out, I put CJ in that situation because he does the same thing. He kind of keeps to himself. He kind of acts like everything's all right. But he's the only one that's going to be like, okay, I can tell. CJ's going to be the one to tell. No, something wrong. Like, he's more agitated than usual. He's more snippy than usual. Something is really bugging him. So he's going to be the one to kind of bring that out of him. Like, okay, it's just you and me. Be honest, what really is going on? While someone like Jacob, he's going to be very impulsive. He's going to be very fiery. He's kind of like, I guess, a Jacob Fatu type. He's very all gas, no brakes, you know. And very quick to just be ready to pop off on somebody.
Be ready to snap at any moment.
Because he's sick. Like, even in the beginning of the story, I would want people to kind of get like, this one here, he's sick of the running. And no matter where they go, they keep finding problems. So he's at the point where he's like, okay, I'm going to have to take matters into my own hands because I'm sick of this.
Oh, that's Raphael right there. That's Raphael.
But see, I always wanted that from his character. I want him to be impulsive.
Yeah.
Because he's the kind of person where everybody's going to be like, okay, we're struggling, we're dealing with stuff right now, but let's all agree we're handling it a lot better than he is, so everybody focus on him. Make sure he don't do something that's going to get us all in trouble.
Yeah. One of us going to have to be the one to calm him down. Be like, hey, chill. Come on, man. It's not worth it.
Exactly. And I'm talking about full on, like, the three older brothers are going like, yeah, y'all see it right. And he'll do like little small ticks even when you feel like that fuse has been lit. It's starting to go down. It's like, get him up out of here right now, because he about to pop off for no reason. Well, not no reason. It's going to be for a good reason, but it's like, now's not a good time.
Yeah. Poor guy.
And that's something that I think I would have Joseph kind of deal with. Elijah's going to be the heart of the group. So, and that's another thing, like story dynamics, character dynamics. I would want Elijah to be the heart. Despite me calling him a dud previously, and being the one that's going to surprise everyone with all these powers, he's also going to be the heart of the group. He's going to be the person that's kind of versatile. He's interacting with everyone. So I would kind of put him in
X-Factor, if you will.
And a bit of a jack of all trades. Like, if the older brother can't get to certain people, he can. Elijah will be the next person to do it. If Caleb or CJ, if he can't talk sense to the other brothers, Elijah can do it. You know, there are maybe times where maybe I'll have Daniel run off, or have Jacob run off, and the oldest boys, they too busy dealing with their own problems, so Elijah steps in. There's a bit of a factor here. Like, the one thing I want to paint is this idea of like, whoever can, you know, help the other out. So if the eldest brothers can't do it, whoever's next in that age range, you and older brother too. The only person that don't got that responsibility is Jacob. Meaning them other four, they gotta show that maturity. They gotta be like, okay, they seem busy, so let me see what I can do. And it's like, God help me say the right thing, because I don't need this boy popping off any further. And it goes all the way around. I want there to be also moments where even the older siblings are like, okay, what do we do? And this is where I like playing off a little bit of me and Tristan's dynamic. Because I'm pretty sure y'all no one really knows, or maybe they don't remember. But Joseph is based off of me, and CJ is based off of Tristan. And in a way, I guess it mimics reality because we are the two eldest out of the group of friends we hang around.
Yeah, say so.
So I would kind of have that dynamic of like, these two know they have responsibilities, so they know what they need to do. But sometimes the situation is so dire to where it's like, okay, even they don't know what to do in this situation. And I would want there to be like how sometimes we'll have those moments where we're talking, it's like, okay, but what do we do? And we have those real talks of like, it's just the two of us, and those brothers are figuring it out too. It's like, okay, never been in a situation before, only got to this point before everything popped off like it did. What do we even do?
Right.
And that's something I kind of want for them, to kind of give that sense of drama, that sense of feeling like, okay, you have a responsibility. You cannot shirk that because things have gotten hard. And mom and dad can't bail you out, so you got to figure this thing out. So, again, thoughts on that. Any ideas of what else we can do with something like that? Because this is still fresh and still in development. There's a lot we can do with this.
So the guy that would normally be easy ticked off, what his name again?
Jacob.
Jacob. What would be like his biggest character development, his biggest character drive? Like, what make him change to realize, that moment of realization, like, am I really that big of a jerk?
Something drastic would have to happen in order for him to want to change his ways.
Man, it's got to be something that he might have caused accidentally.
Or it could be a little something that maybe he's learning over time because maybe he sees another example of it.
Like say he sees himself in some kind of person.
Like he's seeing how a person or even a mutant reacts to certain things and how wild they act. And it's like, it's an unintentional kind of mirror being held up to him. It's like, is that? Come on.
I got a brain blast. Okay. I'm thinking maybe they deal with their own, brother mutants. And Jacob sees the one that kind of resembles him, and how the one of them try to calm the mutant down, the alien, the I'm sorry, I'm stuttering.
Take your time.
What I'm trying to say is, the mutant that Jacob resembles, he lashed out at the one that tried to calm him down and literally hurt them. And that made Jacob like pause and reflect. I'm like, oh my god, am I doing that?
Yeah, and I would put Joseph in that nice kind of like older brother, like, no, that's not you. You have your tendencies, but you are not that bad. Kind of have those little moments. Because I would want a brother to I want Joseph to be the kind of person that will tell you the truth, but he ain't gonna hurt your feelings neither. He ain't gonna make you look like you're the worst person ever.
Right.
Like, he'll say you'll have your moments, but at the same time going, but I understand why.
Unlike him, you're human.
Yeah.
Right.
And still, going back to that feeling of like, considering everything we've been through, I understand why you act the way you do.
Yeah. I definitely would want to hone in on each of those character dynamics, like those interpersonal relationships in between each character, because I feel like that's going to bring a lot of things to life, especially with how they react in certain situations. Like, you're going to see that come up
every now and then, or all the time.
Yeah, like especially in those situations where they're in trouble or like there's some danger coming in. Like, you're going to see those dynamics. You're going to see how they work together.
Yeah.
Try to make things happen.
So, and I love that y'all said Raphael, because I'm like, well, that's one of the best examples of like this brother dynamic, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But another inspiration I was thinking of was X-Men, the Wolverine type, versus the Cyclops, which the oldest brother would probably be more of a Cyclops of the group, or maybe even a Beast of the group. A little more civil, but still has that presence of like, hey, let's get serious now. Let's get down to business. But I definitely would look at both of the brothers or all the brothers dynamics, and I'm thinking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as far as the dynamic, but also X-Men, because of not only what they represent but what they go through. I also thought of Fantastic Four because we want that family vibe. Like when you see this, if this were a comic book or a show, at the end of the day, this is still a family. So that's the one thing. This is like the family team. So I want those moments where it's like, yeah, that seems about right. Yeah, we'd have those moments.
That movie coming up, you should definitely use that as like as a basis.
Oh yeah, I'm taking notes for everything. Like there are times where I'm looking at videos on story dynamics in the 5-man team, the 5-man band, which this is pretty much what this is, a 5-man band. And I don't think I wrote it down on digital, but like I always picture CJ being the Lancer, Joseph being the leader, which he's the oldest, of course he's gonna be the leader. Then you got Elijah, he's the heart of the group. Jay or Jacob, he is the muscle of the group. And I got it mixed up because Daniel is the Lancer of the group. He's the loner. He's the one that's likely to strike out on his own. Which, second to youngest, I'll give him a pass for doing that kind of stuff because I can see him still doing that. But CJ would be the smart one. He'd be kind of the bad man of the group, the more resourceful one. Very strategic, which Daniel does take after. That's why they got that connection. That's why they got that relationship. That's why they get each other. Because Daniel's the same way. He's just a little arrogant about it. That's one of the traits, the flaws I gave him. He's arrogant. And he's like that quiet arrogant. He's very passive aggressive about it, where it's like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And then he just goes off and does his own thing. It's like, and when you bring it up to him, he's going to be like, but hey, we got the result we needed. And be like, hey, everything worked out. But it's like, okay, you ain't told nobody. You went off and did your own thing.
Next time, let us know.
Exactly. And of course, to him, it's just going to be silence from him. He ain't going to say nothing. And eventually that does wear on the brothers' nerves too, where they're like, oh, okay, before you walk off, can we come on? Because you keep giving us silence when we try to tell you something.
Like, speak your thoughts.
Exactly. And while it'll rub some folks the wrong way, CJ will be probably one of the few people, other than Elijah, that'll go, okay, what is it really? Because where's that coming from? Why do you do that? But yeah, that's the whole team dynamic I'm going for.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to do quite a bit with these guys. So that's the new change regarding the story. That's everything I'm doing regarding how I want these guys to come out. Because the one thing I want them to do, or the thing I want them to be, is kind of, I just want something different. Because I know we play it for jokes, but it's like enough of the family being separated, you know, mom and dad dying, all that kind of stuff. Let's have some actual, like, this happened in a different way for a different reason. It's not the same as what you've seen in every other story.